So, did you know that the universe is constantly conspiring in your favor? In fact, it's doing everything it possibly can to really connect with you and to move you and elevate you into the highest vibration possible. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Eleanor. I'm an intuitive empath, and I have been put onto this challenge of 365 days on YouTube, just sharing my story, some of the magic and beliefs, some of the things that are crazy things that have happened to me, from 3 shooting stars to meeting the love of my life on the beach. My maiden name was Payne, Payne, and his last name is Makepeace. What are the odds, right? Well, the odds are forever in your favor because the universe, or should I say, let's back up a bit, your higher self, your soul, came here with a bit of an agenda of what it is that it wanted to experience and create. And one of those things is to hold as much light as possible on this planet at this time in this body and correct the things from past experiences, past lives, all of those things that it didn't quite get right that particular time. It made the wrong decision, not the wrong decision, but a decision that wasn't for the highest good. And so those things you come back to correct and to change so that you can elevate and evolve into a higher frequency each time you come down and reincarnate. And so I say the universe, but actually it's your soul that is giving you these little tiny pieces of information. Now, we often miss them, or we actually second guess them because we've got so much stuff that's over the top of our light, right? This heavy information that's been conditioned into us to second guess everything, to not feel good enough, to not feel worthy, and we miss the signs. We don't hear the information because the information is not loud enough, but the subconscious information is, right? And I was thinking that we could actually talk at one stage about the difference between fate and destiny. I believe in both. So I will leave that for another day because I think this is day 42. So I've got a long way to go. So our higher self, our soul, is constantly giving us information, and we can miss the signs and then be on a different trajectory completely. So I want to give you an example. The other day, so I run two businesses. I run this business where I do intuitive empath work. I support people to I teach them the secrets of alchemy, and I do a process called recoding. So we clear the stuff that's getting in the way, that's in the psyche, that's holding you back from really stepping into your highest power. And so we clear that from generational history, we clear that from the DNA, we clear that from past lives, from conditioning from a childhood, timeline therapies, all the things, right? All these different places. We clear it in the superconscious, which is that higher dimension. That's what I do. And I also run, haven't done much with it actually, but I run a business with an essential oil company. Hence the oils back over here, right? Now, I haven't done much with that. I've been in that company for 12 years and I haven't done anything with it for a while because I've been really focused on this part of my work. The other day, I had the thought, wonder, I'm feeling like getting back into the essential oil business. Excuse me. And, just had that thought, right? Just had the thought. Nothing major, but it dropped in from somewhere. And through that process, I just left it. It just happened. Next thing I know, I'm getting an email and a phone call from someone that has reached out who wants to actually build an essential oil business and wants my support. What are the odds? Well, again, the odds are forever in your favor. And when you start clearing the stuff that's getting in the way, those old patterns that you're listening to that don't serve you, you have the ability to see these things as the cookie crumbs that they are from your soul saying, come and follow this thread, right? So I see that thread and I'm going to take note of it. I'm not going to give it too much energy, as in, I'm not going to jump in full gun, because that is not the only thing that I'm doing. But I'm aware that it's come up for a reason. So I'm going to follow the energy and be impartial to it and just see where it leads. When we move into the place of taking all of our cookies and putting them in the one jar, then that's when you get into trouble, right? Because now it's not your higher self giving you that information. Now your conscious has got in the way and gone, this is what I'm supposed to do. But that is not the case. I know that I am on a trajectory this time around in this space as a healer. I know that this is where my destiny is. I also know that I'm going to be writing books. There's a whole heap of stuff that I'm going to be doing. But this came up for a reason, and it would be silly of me not to actually follow this thread and just see where it goes. It might even be that I'm just getting a new friend, right? Like, we don't know where it's going to go. And I'm not actually going to put any energy charge on it and define it as something. I'm opening myself up to the possibility of it and seeing where it leads me. When you have too many labels, when you define something with your mind, when you start putting on too much charge or too much energy into something, that's when you can get into a lot of trouble, because now you're being led by your smaller mind rather than your higher mind. And how do you do this, right? How do you listen to this? It starts with acknowledging those little tiny moments that you have. You know, the triple numbers that you see, acknowledging them, right? Today I've seen 1111, 111, 222, right? So far I've seen 3 different triple numbers. I often see 5 to 6 triple numbers a day, because I'm lined up with the universe and the way the universe works for me. If I was not lined up, you might see 1111 and take no notice of it, or this is where it gets tricky, right? Because you want to define that as a synchronicity, whereas definition is a good thing sometimes, and sometimes it can get you into trouble. So it's defining something as good for you and using it to your advantage, but also being aware that when you're defining something that's actually taking away from you, and that's when those moments can become a bit of a wobble and take you on a track that might not be for your highest good. These things happen when you clear the old patterns out of the way, right? When you can let go of the things that are holding you down, that heaviness that tether you, your soul to the ground, and you just feel like you can't move. Those things are the things that are getting in the way. And these are those old beliefs, right, that were brought up with childhood, of, maybe I'm not as good as everyone else. Maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I'm not worthy. All of those limitations that come up and get in the way of you listening to your thoughts that are coming from your higher self, and then taking action when that call comes, right? That phone call comes, or that car park comes, or that opportunity comes. So if you're watching this, I would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for when we put new videos up. If you got anything out of this, I would love for you to do a thumbs up. I'm going to be on here for a while. I'd love for you to follow. If this is the first video that you've watched, I've done some beauties since. Sometimes I completely stuff them up, and other times they just come out and they're super cool. So day 30 is a really beautiful day if you want to go in and check that out. I talk all about creation, and I was just so on point. So if you want to check out me and my highlight, then day 30 is the one to go for. If you want to hear about my crazy story and some of the things that have happened to me, day one is where I first start with that and my experience with the 3 shooting stars. Have an awesome, awesome day. I will see you tomorrow, and just uh, sit and have some reflection on what your higher self, your soul, is actually trying to tell you. And my suggestion, see if you can spend some time in your own energy, quiet and gently, in the process of meditation, or just even sitting still for a while, and just ask your soul. I would say, hey, creator, hey, superconscious, hey, higher self, show me. Show me what it is that you want to support me with. And then keep your eyes open, your ears open, and listen with your heart. Take care.